Peace, everybody. Shooting this video today. Really, it's a different piece, a different look today. But first, I want to talk about all of the so-called black people in the United States of America who gave Joe Biden a vote to become president because he told you if you don't, you're not black. I'm telling you to go to enigma.com and buy those books or you ain't black. This goes for the so-called non-Biden voters, but over 90% of you black people voted for Biden. So you got nothing in return. You got no policies. You got no promises. You have nothing. You was thrown to the side like a side chick after he was done with you, and you gave him your vote. Him and that Kamala Harris lady. So I need you to go to enigma.com and purchase all of my books, or you ain't black. But today I want to talk about the so-called black people who brag and boast about not supporting a business solely because of their race. He say, I'm not going to support you because you black, nigga. Who is you? But the same black so-called black people, they go to Asian nail shops because they're Asians. They hire Mexican contractors to work on their house because they're Mexican. You hire Jewish lawyers because they're Jews. And the list goes on and on. But you don't use the same logic for black people. If you did support black people, which is logical if you're a so-called black person, and you just supported their business off of just general principle or the fact that they're just black, you will be ensuring less poverty and less crime because there will be more money circulating and more opportunities created in your own community. When you go to these other groups of people because of their race, the Mexicans, because they cut grass or they actually, work on rehabbing houses, drywall, roofing, you're empowering their community. And these same people will never in a million years hire a black person, support a black business. But you say, I'm not going to support you because you black. But you don't use the same strength and the same energy towards all of these other people who you do support because of their race. It is a disease. I drive through this city and I see so-called black people lined up supporting Mexican taco stands. You never see blacks lined up except this barbecue spot. But on average, you never see so-called black people lining up to support a black business. Ever. When I was out here selling these books for the last 15 years, these so-called blacks never lined up. You had to really drag them and force them to support your business because they didn't see the value in me because I'm a so-called black man. It's really, they're projecting their own self-hatred onto you because they feel inadequate and unvaluable, less whatever. They see you as the same thing. If they saw themselves as something great and special and unique, they would treat the other so-called black people the same way. They would actually support the people that's homeless, the people that's less fortunate, the people that's unemployed, uneducated, incarcerated. But the so-called black people are one of the main groups who perpetuate the poverty and misery in the community. They don't support on average. Their whole purpose is to get out the so-called hood, to get away from niggas, to leave niggas behind. This is their main objective. They want to get close to the Caucasian. They want to get close to the Asian. They want to get close to the Hispanic, the African. And these people, when you get close to them, it will slit your throat and take everything you have. They impregnate these Negro women in America to colonize us, the African. They use these Negro females to get citizenship and to have a base in order for them to bring all of their other family members to America. You're the biggest fool and finesse, the so-called self-hated black woman, the self-hated black man. And you are the laughing stock of the world because with all of your 600 Benzes, all of your Bentleys, all of your wealth, your people is in extreme poverty. Michael Jackson and his family came out of Gary, Indiana. Gary, Indiana looks like a third world country. It looks worse than some third world countries. These Negroes became billionaires and did nothing for their community. They left, went to Hollywood. Michael Jackson spent all of his time with little white boys. While in the meantime, Gary, Indiana is being totally and completely eviscerated and destroyed. It's these so-called black people who don't support you because of you that you're black. That's the problem. You see, me, I support businesses solely because they're black owned. Where I live, there's a bunch of Mexican tire shops on every corner. But I went to Google and I found the one black owned tire shop, and I went to that place to get my tires installed on my car. If you really want to support, you will find the people that exist. You have so-called black people who are contractors, plumbers, electricians, architects, engineers, who could do anything that you need. But you go to the one who you think is better, a person of another race. But these same people of another race, they fled their war-torn countries to get here in a country that our ancestors built, not their ancestors. And if our ancestors built the greatest country of all time, that means that we have that same ability innate that's not being uh, harnessed and nourished by each other, because you're too busy hiring all of these so-called non-black people because you think they have better service, better work ethic, they're better people. And when it's all said and done, you will be broke and they will have everything because you willingly give it all away to these non so-called black people. You so-called black people, you people gave Joe Biden the presidency after he disrespected you, said you're not intelligent enough to get on the internet. You're not complicated, complex enough. You say the Mexicans in them are very complicated people, not the African Americans, not like them. They're just all they're a monolith. They're one big dumb nigga who think the same way. And you fools prove them right. You dumb monkeys prove them right. You ain't black. You gonna let an Irishman, a potato Irishman, slave, indentured servant tell you you ain't black. Yet they're crying because a lady named Green, some senator, a representative, compared COVID masks to people in the Holocaust, so-called Holocaust, who had to wear tags to identify themselves. The same way that we have to have a passport, a COVID passport, and they're tearing them down because she disrespected a small group in America called Jews, who control most of the wealth solely because you so-called Negroes made them wealthy. You can't do nothing on your own. You got to get a deal, a record deal, some type of deal with a Jew, a lawyer who's going to rob you blind because you think they're the best in the world. They're the best at keeping you broke. And you love that. You live for that. I'm tired of these niggas. You know, the fact that a person is black should give them first dibs, first choice when it comes to your support. A so-called black restaurant should always be the first option in the black community, not a Chinese dog and cat shop, not a Chinese Korean nail salon. It should be a black business first. If you can't find a so-called black business to support for your food, clothes, whatever, then you might be willing to support them. But you so-called black people, you support black people last or never and wonder why we ain't got nothing. Wonder why we in poverty. It's because of you niggas that you get on internet and brag about not supporting a black business. A nigga who's a brag about not supporting the black business, I don't even want to see. I don't even want to remember your existence. Actually, you're not even worthy of being a thought about. But it's the average. It's the most of you. It's most of you, and you niggas are the problem. You want to blame everybody but yourself. You're quick to kill each other, to disrespect each other, to criticize. You show no mercy, no justice to each other. You give each other corporal punishment, capital punishment for the smallest things. Yet you cry about what the white man do. You want the so-called white man to bring businesses to your community, but you don't even support the black businesses that's already there. You don't even support the people that's there. You don't even help the people that's less fortunate. You just want the so-called white man to do things for you and not your own self and not your own people. And you are the majority of the problem. You're not going to go to this website and purchase my books because you are a selfish, egotistical, sorry nigga. You're not going to do it because I'm black. That's the only reason, you dumb niggas. It must not be good because you black. What does that say about you? You dumb nigga. That means you ain't nothing either. They only want you for your money. The Mexicans, they disrespect you, they get your money, they overcharge you for your mechanic fees. Whatever you get done with them, they're gonna overcharge you, and then it's gonna be defective, and then you're not gonna get a refund, and that's exactly what you deserve. Because there's a lot of black mechanics that charge a lot less and do a lot better work in Chicago that you dumb niggas didn't try to find, or you ride past them every day, going all the way to the southwest side to go to the Mexicans to get gypped and played. You stupid niggas. You get exactly what you deserve. You see, you reap what you sow. If you want good things to happen, you got to do good things. If you want your people to do you good, you got to do your people good. You're not going to get something from nothing. You expect people to be the best when you put no investment, effort, nothing into it. Zero. When I was selling these books and I started going downtown, the reason I started going downtown because them niggas kept telling me to get away from their front of their store. And now most of them people ain't even in business no more. But I had this magazine called Black Magazine. And what was astonishing was the people who was most interested in it were non-black people. It's like the so-called black people was repelled by it. I went to Ebony and Jet before they lost the building on 900 South Michigan, and I tried to work with them with my black magazine and Ebony and Jet, and they rejected me. They wouldn't even let me in the building. Them niggas lost that building. It's a Columbia College, and now it's condos. That's exactly what them niggas get. They didn't see the value in me, and my magazine still exists, and them niggas don't own nothing. I print my own magazine. I always been independent, self-distribution, self-printing, self-publishing. I never had a master. I control my own masters. And them niggas, if you read that book by John H. Johnson, Succeeding Against the Odds, he paid Jewish people millions of dollars every year to print his magazines. He's a disgrace. He's a failure, just like the rest of you niggas. Talented tent. Only 10% of niggas deserve to live. Only 10% of niggas deserve to have wealth, deserve to have opportunity. That's what these niggas teach and believe. But you ain't gonna go to my website because you a stupid nigga. You a dumb nigga. Most of the money you spent today went to so-called non-black people. You couldn't even spend a fraction of the money you spent today with a black business, or even just to donate to them. You niggas are disgraceful, sorry, pitiful. That's about it.